Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing your life hasn't changed at all. The dreams you've chased, the goals you've set, the promises you've made to yourself, everything remains exactly the same. How would that feel? Frustrating, heartbreaking, perhaps even devastating. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never face. 95% of everything you do, the way you react, the decisions you make, even the feelings you experience, are controlled not by conscious choice, but by unconscious beliefs and patterns deeply buried within you. Think about this carefully. What if the real reason your life hasn't changed isn't your circumstances, your boss, your family, or your luck, but something hidden inside yourself? Carl Jung famously warned, people will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. How often do you look away from the mirror, afraid of the person staring back, unwilling to confront the uncomfortable reality of responsibility? Jim Rohn clearly taught, you must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. And yet most people spend their entire lives blaming everyone but themselves. They blame their parents, their past, society, everything but the reflections staring back from the mirror. Have you ever thought about someone who dreams vividly of starting a business, losing weight, traveling the world, but never does anything about it? Year after year, they stay exactly where they are, frozen by excuses, trapped by circumstances they claim they can't control. They don't realize the painful truth. The problem isn't what's happening around them, it's what's happening inside of them. Ask yourself right now, are you that person? Are you ready to stop waiting for life to change and start changing yourself? Are you willing to own every mistake, every regret, every dream you've allowed to slip away and turn it all into strength? Because here's what nobody ever tells you clearly enough. Facing yourself isn't weakness. Facing yourself is the single most courageous act you can ever perform. It's the moment your life transforms from being controlled by circumstances into being created by you. Jim Rohn warned profoundly, don't wish life were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems, wish for more skills. Your past isn't your fault, but your future, from this moment, is entirely your responsibility. Right now, look into that mirror of truth without hesitation and say clearly, confidently, powerfully, my life is my responsibility, and today is the day I finally take control. If personal responsibility is truly so powerful, why do so many people spend their entire lives running away from it? The answer lies hidden deep inside each of us, buried in something Carl Jung called the shadow, that part of ourselves containing every fear we've hidden, every wound we've ignored, every uncomfortable truth we've refused to face. Your shadow doesn't disappear just because you refuse to acknowledge it. Instead, it grows darker, stronger, quietly controlling your decisions, sabotaging your best intentions, and silently shaping your life without your permission. Think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever repeatedly sabotaged yourself? Procrastinated endlessly on something important, struggled to finish a project, or hesitated to have a difficult conversation? Deep down, there's a whisper, quiet, persistent, damaging, that says, you're not good enough, you don't deserve this, or you'll never succeed. That's your shadow speaking. Carl Jung put it simply and powerfully. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Every person who triggers anger, frustration, or resentment in you is reflecting something you've hidden deep inside yourself. Consider the haunting story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dr. Jekyll attempted to bury his darker impulses, locking them away in his shadow persona, Mr. Hyde. But instead of disappearing, Hyde grew stronger, eventually consuming Jekyll entirely. That's precisely what happens when you deny your shadow. It doesn't weaken, it takes control, destroying your dreams, relationships, and happiness. Jim Rohn taught clearly we must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Facing your shadow daily, embracing disciplined self-reflection is the only way to avoid a lifetime of regret. Discipline doesn't mean fighting your shadow, it means turning toward it with courage, acknowledging your hidden fears, understanding your wounds and transforming them. Your shadow isn't here to destroy you, it's here to empower you. It's your greatest opportunity for growth. Real courage isn't pretending your shadow doesn't exist. Real courage is inviting your shadow to dance, making it your greatest ally in life. Every second you avoid your shadow, you lose another opportunity for true freedom. Your shadow holds the power you've been seeking your entire life. The moment you embrace it is the moment your life changes forever. Step toward it bravely and ask yourself now, will I remain forever controlled by hidden fears, or will I finally courageously invite my shadow to dance, unlocking the strength I've always had inside me? Have you ever considered who built the invisible prison around your life? The bars made of regrets, blame, and fear. Who is responsible for the walls holding you back from your greatest dreams? It's tempting to point fingers at the world, blaming others, your family, your boss, your circumstances. But the truth, as uncomfortable as it is powerful, is that every one of those barriers was constructed by your own hands. Jim Rohn laid it out simply: either you run the day or the day runs you. Yet how many of us surrender control of our days, our years, our entire lives, imprisoned by excuses and fears we've created ourselves? Consider the powerful story of Andre Norman, sentenced to more than 100 years in prison at just 18 years old. Inside those concrete walls, Andre quickly became a feared figure, calling himself the king of nowhere. But deep inside, he realized he was trapped by something far stronger than metal bars: his own anger, ignorance, and violent mindset. One day, Andre bravely confronted himself and asked the question most people never dare to ask: what's inside of me that's stopping my dreams from becoming real? This single courageous question ignited his transformation. Andre dedicated himself relentlessly to dismantling every internal barrier. Every day he chose discipline over excuses, growth over comfort, responsibility over blame. After years of disciplined effort, Andre didn't just walk out of prison physically, he emerged mentally and spiritually liberated. He later studied at Harvard and became known globally as the ambassador of hope, proving that freedom begins inside yourself. But here's a crucial truth Carl Jung taught: when an inner situation is not made conscious, it appears outside as fate. Every unaddressed conflict, every hidden fear within you manifests outwardly in your life, creating the very reality you desperately try to escape. Blame doesn't just keep you stuck, it damages you psychologically and physically. Studies confirm clearly, habitual blame leads to increased anxiety, depression, and illness. The walls built by blame imprison both your mind and your body. Now, imagine clearly what would happen if you finally stopped blaming others and took total responsibility for your internal world. Ask yourself Andre's powerful question right now: what's inside of me that's stopping my dreams from becoming real? Face your answer honestly, bravely, relentlessly. Jim Rohn reminded us clearly: success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Discipline yourself daily to confront your hidden fears, your ignored insecurities. Every disciplined choice you make tears down another invisible barrier holding you back. But here's the real truth that few people understand: your prison door has always been open. The keys to freedom have always been in your hands. Discipline yourself now, because your freedom, your true freedom, depends entirely on your choice to take total responsibility starting this very moment. Have you ever wondered why the greatest heroes, the people who inspire us throughout history, aren't defined by avoiding darkness, but by courageously stepping directly into it? Your life, your growth, demands that same heroic journey. But the darkness you must confront isn't external, it's buried deep within yourself, waiting to be discovered and embraced. In ancient Greek mythology, Persephone was dragged into the underworld by Hades, plunging the earth into endless winter. But Persephone's eventual return didn't merely restore balance, it brought renewal, springtime, and rebirth. Her journey symbolizes the essential descent you must make into your own inner darkness, into your hidden fears, painful truths, and unresolved wounds you've spent your entire life avoiding. Carl Jung revealed a profound truth. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Ignoring your shadows won't make them disappear. Instead, they silently guide your life into chaos and disappointment. True enlightenment, genuine growth, real power only come when you courageously confront and embrace your inner darkness. Yet how exactly do you navigate this journey into your personal underworld? Jim Rohn offers clear guidance. We must all suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline yourself every day, choosing courage over comfort, responsibility over blame. Every painful emotion, every difficult moment, ask yourself directly, what hidden part of myself is reflected here? What truth have I refused to face? Make this self-inquiry a disciplined habit. James Hollis, the renowned Jungian psychologist, emphasized this clearly. The capacity for growth depends entirely on one's willingness to internalize personal responsibility. If you forever see your life as a problem caused by others, no change will ever occur. Remember, discipline isn't punishment, it's liberation. Persephone's journey didn't destroy her, it awakened her power. Likewise, your darkness isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. It offers you strength, wisdom, and authenticity you can't find anywhere else. Every disciplined step into your shadow reveals another hidden power, another opportunity for profound growth. Stop running from your darkness and stop living controlled by unconscious fears. Today, decide courageously that you'll embrace your shadows and discipline yourself to grow. Ask yourself clearly and bravely, will I continue avoiding my inner truth, remaining trapped and unchanged? Or will I finally choose responsibility, discipline, and freedom? Your underworld holds the secret to your greatest strength. The darkness you've avoided for so long isn't meant to harm you, it's meant to empower you. Step forward courageously, embrace your shadows. Discover your hidden power, because your true rebirth is waiting for you there on the other side of fear. Every morning when you open your eyes, you hold the most powerful tool in existence, a pen that can rewrite your life story. Yet how often do you actually use it? Most people never do. Instead, they surrender their stories to fate, to circumstance, or even worse, to someone else's expectations. But here's the uncomfortable truth you must face. If you aren't deliberately writing your own story, someone or something else already is. Jim Rohn put this powerfully. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Think deeply about that for a moment. How many dreams have you abandoned? How many passions have you ignored simply because you were waiting for permission, the right timing, or approval from others? Consider the extraordinary story of W. Mitchell, a man whose life seemed utterly destroyed not once, but twice. First, a devastating motorcycle accident left him permanently disfigured. Just a few years later, a plane crash left him paralyzed from the waist down. Facing unimaginable pain and despair, Mitchell had every reason to surrender, to become bitter, or to give up entirely. Yet Mitchell consciously decided otherwise. He famously declared, "Before I was paralyzed, there were 10,000 things I could do. Now there are 9,000. I can either dwell on the 1,000 I've lost or focus on the 9,000 I have left." Every day he disciplined himself to reclaim his pen, consciously and deliberately authoring his new story. Mitchell became a successful entrepreneur, a celebrated mayor, and one of the world's most inspiring speakers. Not because life was easy, but because he refused to let circumstances write his story for him. Jim Rohn made it crystal clear. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems, wish for more skills. Every morning, discipline yourself to pick up your pen and write your life deliberately. Stop waiting for permission. Stop surrendering your power to circumstances, to other people's judgments, or to your own fears. Discipline means choosing to act consciously, even when it's painful, uncomfortable, or difficult. Think clearly about someone who dreams of changing careers, traveling, or pursuing their passion, but never acts. They convince themselves they're careful planners, waiting for the perfect moment. But that waiting isn't planning, it's a prison built entirely of fear and excuses. Don't allow your dreams to be imprisoned any longer. Every disciplined decision you make, every action you take is another sentence in your life's masterpiece. Your past doesn't define your future. Your daily choices do. Jim Rohn warned clearly, we must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline might hurt temporarily, but regret lasts forever. Right now, ask yourself honestly and courageously, am I ready to reclaim my pen and start writing my story deliberately? Every second you delay, you lose precious pages of your life unwritten. Your future depends entirely on the courage of your next decision. So decide immediately. Pick up your pen and write boldly, powerfully, intentionally. One day you'll reach the final page of your life story. When that moment comes, you'll reflect deeply on the chapters you've written, the challenges you faced, the dreams you pursued, the courage you summoned. On that day, what story will you have written? Will it be a narrative of regret filled with missed opportunities, excuses, and blaming others? Or will it be an incredible story of bravery, resilience, growth, and fulfillment? A life you crafted deliberately and passionately, page after page? Bronnie Ware, a hospice nurse who spent years caring for the dying, found one heartbreaking regret shared universally. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Imagine clearly the devastating pain of realizing you never wrote your own story, that you lived someone else's narrative, someone else's expectations, never truly living your authentic life. But here's the incredible gift. That regret is entirely avoidable, and right now you still hold the pen. Jim Rohn reminded us vividly, for things to change for you, you must change. Your transformation begins the instant you choose absolute responsibility. Responsibility for your thoughts, actions, emotions, and outcomes. Responsibility isn't a burden, it's your greatest liberation. When you embrace it fully, nobody else dictates your story. Carl Jung echoed powerfully. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Stop blaming fate. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming others. Your life isn't accidental, it's intentional, written by every choice you make consciously or unconsciously. Decide clearly, deliberately. Right now, your past doesn't control your future, you do. Imagine yourself years from now, looking back proudly at your life. A life filled with courageous decisions, relentless growth, and disciplined action. Imagine knowing deep within your heart you never settled, never shrank from fear, never gave up on your true potential. Today is the day you write your new chapter. Don't wait another second, take immediate action. If this message resonated deeply within you, act immediately. Smash the like button right now. Your courage helps others discover their strength. Share this video now. Someone's breakthrough might depend entirely on you taking this step. Subscribe immediately because your future chapters depend on the powerful choices you make today. Remember clearly, your story isn't finished yet. The greatest chapters still await your courage, your discipline, and your relentless action. Write deliberately, write powerfully. Write a life story so authentic, brave, and meaningful that it inspires everyone who hears it. Your unwritten future waits patiently for you, but only you can write it. Pick up your pen right now and start writing your masterpiece. Write boldly, write fearlessly, write your own fate.